Good evening, good evening, good evening, Rocket fans. How y'all doing out there in the metaverse? We can get it to the metaverse just yet. Universe, world, planet Earth. For my man who haven't seen in a while on the streams, I'm Kris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, Global Perspective. I'm going to talk Rockets for a bit. So let's get right into it. The Rockets started the season getting their behinds kicked on Wednesday on the road by the Minnesota Timberwolves. 124-106. The Rockets trailed by as much as 35 points in that ball game. The deep bench mob came in and got it within 14 late in the fourth quarter. Rockets lost by 18, 124-106. Had some eventful moments on the plane back from Minnesota to Houston. Did not arrive in H-Town until 5 o'clock Thursday morning. Had to cancel practice. Jae'Sean Tate said did not arrive until 5. Some guys got back in their bed until 6 in the morning. So practice was canceled. So Friday they had shoot around, just a light shoot around, and basically it was just film session. It's weird saying film session, even though everything is now digital and video and all that kind of stuff. But film session is what they did. Brandon, what's up? Wise Citizens, what's up? Let's do this. It's time to talk Rockets. I'm going to start off right off the bat, a clip, because after they got their behinds kicked by Minnesota Wednesday, Christian Wood, Coach Silas said that they needed to be more physical, needed to hit the opponent in the mouth rather than letting the opponent hit them in the mouth. So at shoot around, Jae'Sean Tate spoke to us and he repeated the same thing about we need to be more aggressive. We need to hit them in the mouth. And I just asked him point blank, all right, Tate, what do y'all mean by that? So here's what Jae'Sean, you hear my question first and then his answer. So we're going right into it. Clip one of a few more in this Rockets Talk on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel.
What does that mean for the fans, being more aggressive? What does that mean, Does that mean
just being more physical, just being more into our guys, busting through screens, fighting more for loose balls, rebounds, getting on the floor? Just I feel like we got another level, and we got to have that from the start to finish.
To his credit, Jae'Sean Tate lived up to that, kept his word, backed up his word with actions Friday night as he had 14 rebounds, 16 points, 5 assists in 28 minutes to help the Rockets dismantle the Oklahoma City Thunder 124-91. I'm not sure how to refer to the Thunder. G League team, Euro team, they're so young and they're not very good. Oh my goodness gracious. But so what? That's not the Rockets' problem. Rockets do what they're supposed to do, and they beat OKC. They masked them. Christian Wood had 31 points, one off his career high. He was 13 for 19 from the floor. Also had 14 rebounds, 3 block shots. He did a little bit of everything. 13 for 19 from the floor, 4 for 6 from 3 in just 33 minutes of action. 31 points in 33 minutes. That's what you call efficiency. You don't need analytics to tell you that that's a great game by C. Wood. So Brandon Thomas saying right off the bat that Jae'Sean Tate should be the starter. I'm good with that. It's either Tate or House, and House isn't ready yet. House hasn't really proved that he's ready, capable this season to earn that spot at the 3. So Jae'Sean stepped up, had a double-double, his 4th career double-double of his young NBA career. His production is key to the Rockets' success. And he was 2 for 2 from 3-point range. He started the scoring last night with a 3. That's a help. Wood and Tate combined for 47 points, 28 rebounds, and 6 assists. Y'all take that. Anybody take that. Coach Silas would take that. Kevin Porter Jr., 18 points on 7 for 16 shooting from the floor, 4 for 8 from 3, 10 assists, and 10 assists with only 2 turnovers. Jalen Green, 9 points, second straight game. He's made 4 field goals. He was 4 for 11 from the floor, 1 for 5 from 3, 2 assists, 2 turnovers. Gerald Gordon, in his role, I think, is best suited for the squad. Off the bench, 22 points in 26 minutes. EG was 7 for 14 from the floor, including 4 for 6 from 3. It was a good win. Rockets did what they were supposed to do, I think. Beat a team they're better than. OKC is not very good. We can see that they're young, and I'm not sure why they're starting the wrong folks at the 5 spot. Just Christian Wood, it was going to be a long night for them. They had no answer for him in the first half. I think Seawood had 24 points in that first half. Alpha G, thanks for tuning in. What's this? Macabre? Welcome. Your new name I haven't seen in the Rockets Talk live streams. Welcome to the channel. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and clicked on that bell for notifications, please do so. So you'll be notified when new videos pop up. This is Rocket Talk. This is what we're going to do. This is what the family, y'all are family, Rocket family. This is what we're going to do for an hour and a half or so. So that's what we're going to do. Jay Walken, same to you. Welcome. Subscribe to the channel. Click that bell if you haven't already done so. If you have, great, appreciate it. We're going to do that. But yes, Christian Wood, 2 straight games. He's played well. Need to do it again. I'm going to be hard on him. I expect him to do that game in, game out. If he wants to be the man, if he wants to be that max player, he needs to produce game in, game out. Period. Consistently. He's the leader. He needs to be the leader of the team. Lead by action. Lead by words. He needs to deliver with performance, game in, game out. That's what I'm expecting from Christian Wood. Period. Jalen Green, not ready yet. 19 years old, lots to ask for a young player. Scoot, not really his style. I think Scoot is a really quiet leader. But this is Christian Wood's team for now. So he needs to perform game in, game out. He's had 2 good games. And he was not happy with how the team performed Wednesday against Minnesota. His press conference, if you haven't seen it, on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, it's all of 43 seconds. Seawood answered 2 questions and he was done. He was out. He was not happy about the team performance. The loss, when you're down by as much as 30 plus, there's not much to say. But the team played better Friday night, played better defensively, got after it defensively, and one key against Minnesota, they had 24 turnovers. Minnesota turned those into 38 points. Against OKC, the Rockets had 17 turnovers, 17, and they were just responsible for 14 turnovers. So 38 points off turnovers on Wednesday, 14 points off turnovers on Friday. That's a big difference. Clearly, I think the opponent has something to do with that. But again, OKC being sorry is not the Rockets' problem. Rockets are supposed to win these games. So, BJ, welcome to you too. Let me put this question up here to give the viewers and fans how I do things on these live stream shows about the Rockets. I'm going to post some questions, comments on for everybody to see what I think about Seawood wanting to expand his game. Oh, I think it's good. I agree with you. But your point, you're answering your own question. I think he needs to be efficient. As long as he's efficient, he can continue to do that. One thing it was touched on during the broadcast, and I've seen it in practice, his free throw shooting, he's still working on it. He was only 1 for 1 from the foul line. As a big man, as a person who prefers big men to be big men, I would like to see him get to the line more than just one attempt. But what he's doing with Coach Lucas in practice, he has a chair stationed behind him at the foul line, a few inches, maybe a foot behind him, to squat down and touch the top of the chair to help his form. So that's something new for his free throw shooting, because we've all seen in preseason, he struggled at the line. So he needs to work on that. So it's an adjustment for him to help his form, smooth out his form. So he's squatting a little bit. Squat that butt. Make sure it touches the chair and not the seat, the high part of the chair, high part back of the chair. Touch the chair, help your form, push off, shoot the free throws, follow through. He's been doing that for a few days. So it's going to take him a while to get used to that and for the muscle memory to kick in and make the foul shots. But 1 for 1, I want him to get to the line more than just one time. He's got to do that. But Rockets got a young squad. That's one reason why I think they are going to be fun to watch this year. but I think they're going to lose some games, lose a lot of games this year. Me and Brandon Thomas have a running dialogue about how many wins the Rockets will get this year. I got 21 and 25. He got 33, but it's okay. JB, all right. We've been discussing this for a while. Different folks have felt differently about this. Jalen Green playing the point. He mentioned it a little bit in the post game. Y'all can go to the YouTube channel again. I'm going to keep pushing that if you haven't seen the post game, because the Houston Roundball Review channel is one of the places to catch the Rockets post game press conferences on the channel, pretty much in its entirety. For each player, Coach Silas talking, you can go to the channel and check it out. I don't want Jalen playing the point full time. I'm good with him and Scoot sharing the duties. Just being good guards, being good combo guards. Both of them can penetrate the defense, drive and kick, and penetrate and just pass out to the open man. As long as they do that, one of their points of emphasis in Coach Silas' system is a drive and kick. You want to get your teammates open shots so they can knock them down. You don't necessarily have to be a true point guard to do that. If Jalen Green can beat his man off the dribble, get to the paint, defenses collapse, then you just kick it out, make the right read, and hope his teammates make the shots. Scoot had 10 assists last night, and one of his comments last night, his boys made shots. He made good passes. His teammates made shots. This is simple to say. It's obvious, but no one gets an assist if your teammate doesn't make the shot. So if I give you a good pass, you miss the shot, I don't get an assist. So part of ball movement, I'm going to play a clip from Scoot about what he thinks is the best way for the Rockets to play. So it's one of the things I'm learning how to do with technology is add some clips to the live stream to give y'all a little bit more insight from the players and not just hear me give my thoughts and answer y'all's questions. You hear from the players directly. So a few moments of that. You'll hear from Kevin Porter Jr. about what he thought about what makes the Rockets the best way the Rockets play basketball. So Brandon Thomas, thank you for the comments. That's part of what I do, man. That's one good thing about being able to attend practices this year is you get to see things, because Zoom, we don't see practices. You got to be there in person to see what's going on, even if it's just the last 5-10 minutes of the practice session. Something you see a lot in those 5-10 minutes. And that's one thing I have seen is Christian Wood working with Luke on his free throw shooting and his form and the chair. So that's something new. So overall, I saw a comment about Alper and Sengun early on his defense. Sengun's defense has surprised people. I think the more and more people scout him, need to realize Alper is in the right place at the right time a lot. Against OKC, he had 6 turnovers. His offense has been scouted, and opponents are figuring out his spin moves and figuring out what he wants to do with the ball in the post. So he's got to learn how to counter those defenses and make better choices, and probably have to spend more time facing up further away from the basket and still get the cutters and the passing options and get some assists that way. But his help defense is very good. He had a good help block. So yeah, Alpe's defense, ironically, for right now, the first 2 games of the regular season might be ahead of his offense. And who would have thought that? So, but for the game, he had 6 points on 3 for 5 shooting from the floor. His 2 misses were from the 3, 4 boards, 4 fouls in 17 minutes. But Daniel Tice, Alpe played 17 minutes, 47 seconds, 6 points, 4 boards. Daniel Tice played 18 minutes, 3 seconds, 3 points, 3 boards. They both had 4 fouls. They were both a plus 14 in the plus minus. I still believe it's just a matter of time until Alpe starts. It's a matter of time. It's just a question of, may not be till January, December, whatever. I just think it's just a matter of time. So it's just all part of the process. It's all part of the process of being a 19-year-old in the NBA. And Rockets have a lot of them. So they're going to learn the game, learn each other, and get better. Because I'm a blast, be critical of OKC. They're small ball. They had no answer. with the small ball lineup with Christian Wood. Derek Favors did a better job. I'm not sure why he didn't start. I just the small ball lineup to start the game was just screaming for Christian Wood to light them up. And C. Wood took advantage of that, as a good player should. So I don't want to take too much away from the Rockets' performance against OKC, but OKC stinks. OKC, they still trying to figure out the coach, the pieces they have, and what style of play is best for them. I was just so unimpressed with how they looked last night. But that's, again, I cover the Houston Rockets and the NBA in general, but the Rockets specifically. OKC is not my beat. So that's Royce Young and other colleagues up there. Y'all deal with that mess, because that's going to be a mess up there. But yes, let me real quick pull up a clip of 2 from KPJ about the team playing fast and being the best benefit for the squad, for the Rockets, obviously.
I just, like I said before, like I just feel like that's the type of team we are. Just when the ball is flowing, we're moving, and we got a rhythm going. Everyone touches the ball. Everyone got their hands on it. It's not sticking. Everyone's happy. Everyone touched the ball that play in each and every possession. When we do that, some reason we all end up back in transition defense. So just having everyone touch it, keep their rhythm, and us playing fast is the team we want to be. So we got to keep that up and keep working on it.
So yeah, Rockets' best chance of winning is playing fast, but in order to play fast, you got to play good defense. Coach Silas he'd rather not see the team take the ball out of the net after it goes through to play fast. He wants the team to get stops and then push the ball in transition that way. A comment I'm going to get to a few things here. KPJ is not a point guard. He's not a true point guard. But KPJ had 10 assists last night. So, in today's NBA, how many true point guards get 10 assists in a game? You just want a guard who can lead the team, limit the turnovers, make good passes, get his teammates in the right spots, hit them with good passes, and then hopefully they make the shots. That's what the Rockets want. And if KPJ and Jalen combined, if they average, let's say, 14 assists, KPJ get 9, Jalen get 5. What's wrong with that? 14 assists, 3 to 4 turnovers a game. I think y'all would take that. I think Coach Silas would take that, because you're going to get some assists, should be getting some assists from Jae'Sean Tate, some assists from C. Wood, and some assists from Alpi as well. So you want more assists than you want turnovers. Brandon, man, you are bashing Ryan Holland. Hold up, Brandon. Wait a minute. I thought you told me you watched the game on TV and mute the sound. So if you mute the sound, how you know how bad Ryan Hollins is doing during the broadcast? Explain that to me, brother. How's that working? But let's pull back. OKC is probably the worst team in the league. The Timberwolves played well. The offense clicked, it flowed. They were more physical. And the Rocket youngsters have to get used to the physicality of the league, but that's just for them. That should not be an issue for established guys in the league, like Christian Wood. You've been in the league. I know this is your second year with the Rockets, your first time being with a team 2 consecutive years in the NBA, so that's a help to you with your confidence. But him, Tate, Tice, Eric Gordon, House, physicality should not be a problem for y'all. Y'all need to be the ones dictating the aggression, game in, game out. Set the tone early. Y'all set the tone. And then let Jalen, Alpi, KPJ, let them follow y'all. Don't rely on them to be the aggressors to start the game. Y'all the vets. Y'all be the ones to do all that. That's why I had to ask Jae'Sean, what do you mean by being aggressive? And he gave me the answer, and he went out Friday night and delivered that. So I expect the veterans to be the aggressors. They need to set that tone. They need to be the ones to tell the opponent, we may be young in the backcourt, but we're here to play. We're going to bang y'all around. We're going to play good defense, be in your shorts. Y'all got to deal with us tonight. Y'all going to deal with Houston Rockets. That's what I want from the vets to do. and let the youngsters fall in line with that afterwards. But this, amen. Front runner, amen. Seawood had a good game, but I want to see what he does against bigger players. Yes, agreed. 100. But let me read them. See Brandon trying to crawfish here. Going to start unmuting the games when they give me the okay that he's significantly better. When is that going to be? So, okay. So you're saying the Rocket fans have told you that Ryan Hollins is doing a poor job. So you're not listening. Oh, okay. Okay, Brandon. That's what you say. Okay. I'll go with that. But yeah, I agree with that. KPJ is not a true point guard. In today's NBA, one probably the next show or something, I may pull up the standard definition of a true point guard. And Ricky Rubio, CP, may be the last true point guards in today's NBA. And then you go back further, because true point guards don't look to score very much. You have to go back to the John Stockton days of being true point guards. Those days are over. NBA now is guards who can do both. Some score more than others, some shoot better than others, but true point guard is obsolete. So, like KPJ, 10 assists, 2 turnovers. What's wrong with that? That's a great game. And he scored double digits too. So he found that balance. He scored when he needed to. He got teammates involved for assists. He did make a lot of mistakes. 18 points, 10 assists. That's darn good. So Dre Fields, yes. EG off the bench, that scoring punch is needed. I think that's his best role on the squad until he's dealt. Agreed. No question about that. That's why I said in previous shows I didn't like him in the starting lineup, because it left too much of an a big hole for consistency for points off the bench for the Rockets. Eric Gordon, coming in, game out, is going to give you, should be double-digit points all the time. Alpha G, you're right. This as well. There are not many true centers in the league anymore either. So this is today's NBA. They're not true point guards. They're not true centers. That is today's NBA. It's more offense. It's not as physical. It's more free-flowing. Sometimes I can't stand it, how much free-flowing it is. But this is today's NBA. I know what you're getting at here, KDC. But Tice needs to be an enforcer type. And unfortunately, I'm sure my age, but even enforcers are kind of being pushed out of the league. They're obsolete. We're not going back too far. Maurice Lucas and Bill Laimbeer and Rick Mahorn, not going back that far for enforcers. But the league is less physical than it was in the 90s and early 2000s and definitely the late 80s. All the 80s, really. But this is what the NBA wants. They think majority of fans like this free-flowing offense, 125, 120, no touching on defense kind of stuff. I can't stand most of it, but because I'm old and I like what I like. I like what I grew up watching. More physical defense and physical play. There's a fine line. I don't want you to be dirty, but got a lot of guys play defense and be physical sometimes. You just can't let the offense dictate the entire flow of the game. I can't stand that. So, but yeah. All right, I'm going to play another clip from Kevin Porter Jr. Scoot. He touches on a little bit about Rockets had to bounce back after getting thumped by the T-Wolves on Wednesday. Had to bounce back, had to respond, and they did that Friday night versus OKC.
After a game like that, like I said before, you got to respond. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You got to respond. And a team like us, we had to respond tonight. And it was a big step forward because, we know we got 82 of these things. So, we want to keep learning and keep taking steps forward, not back. And we took a huge step tonight, getting ready for a good opponent in Boston. So.
which leads me into Kevin McGee's question. First, let me touch on Dre Fields. Coach Silas, he played, let's see, David Nwaba and DJ Augustine. It's basically a 9-man. Well, DJ, it's really 10 because it's Alpi, EG, House, DJ, and Nwaba. That's 10 guys. Those 10 guys played. DJ played the fewest. He played 9 minutes. But that's 10-man rotation right there. As long as David Nwaba is getting consistent run, KJ Martin won't get minutes consistently. That he just won't. So, right or wrong, you can agree or disagree with Coach Silas on that decision. But as long as David Nwaba is getting that run, playing solid defense, those minutes that he's getting, KJ won't get. So I think that's where the Rockets are. But I think the Rockets, game in, game out, will play probably a 9 or 10-man rotation for the most part of this season. So, and Brandon, you just don't like House. And House is just, KPJ's minutes, that was garbage minutes. The last, him, Josh, Christopher, Armani, and KJ came in the last 5:49 when the game was well in hand. So that looks like those guys won't play unless the game is a blowout. Well, blowout either way, in the Rockets' favor or against the Rockets. Well, if KD's only getting minutes in garbage time, then that says something right there, indicates something where he is in the rotation. In the 10-man rotation, the 9 or 10-man rotation. So that's a thing right there. Well, we could talk about the Lakers, make fun of them this whole show about their problems and issues and their age right now. Their old team, bitter old men fighting for everybody to see. But it's only a few games into the season. If they don't get it right soon, Frank Vogel will go from a championship coach being fired real quick. So my thoughts on that. KPJ needs to drive. Have y'all noticed? Not talking about KPJ, but Jalen Green. Jalen seems to be more aggressive in the second half than he is in the first half. I'm not sure what changes for Jalen at halftime that he decides to be more aggressive to start the third quarter rather than do that in the first quarter. But he's trying to figure that out too, so I'm not going to hate on him, bash him on that. Sunday's game against the Celtics, 6 p.m. start in H-Town. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Boston's 0-2, I believe. They're kind of trying to figure out things under the new coach, Mr. Udoka. Ime Udoka, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Hey, those two, that's a good place to start. But they haven't. I want to see how Marcus Smart does defending whoever, KPJ, Jalen Green, beating up on one of those youngsters. I want to see that. So the Lakers will be a good test. Boston will be a good test for the Rockets because Boston, I think, they're 0-2. They want to get on the winning track. The Rockets want to try to start a 2-game winning streak. They want to bounce back with that. So I'm looking forward to it. I was kind of surprised that the Rockets did not have practice today. They'll have a shoot around tomorrow morning. No practice. I thought it would be kind of the reverse. Have practice today because I'm really taking a shot at OKC. Rockets last night, they just get kicked behind and cruised to that win. So I'm not sure how much you're going to get out of that when preparing for a more physical Celtics team. So practice. I thought they would have had today, but they didn't. But it wasn't because of anything like a delayed flight, troubles with flying, planes or anything like that. So I think I'm looking forward to Boston Rockets Sunday. I think Boston, the physical style of play that they have, the Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum tandem, how the Rockets defend them. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing what C. Wood does. So it's going to be a good test for the Rockets. Then the games get a little bit tougher. Then they got a upcoming 5-game road trip, 2 against the Lakers. I'm kind of curious to see how the Lakers will be doing by the time the Rockets get to LA. See if the Lakers will have ironed out any of their numerous kinks in their problems. Rockets host the Celtics. So, yes, 6 p.m. in H-Town. So the Rockets will try to do to the Celtics what the Astros did to the Red Sox Friday. Send them out of Houston with an L. So looking forward to Rockets have a chance to go to 2-1. You want to get predictions on that? Because I'm going to play a clip from C. Wood to wrap up his post-game comments from last night's victory. He's much more, boy, Austin Burke, you're new to this, and you coming in from the top rope with a hit on Ryan Hollins. Man, do y'all have like another Rockets Twitter, Rockets YouTube, Rockets social media family where y'all just blast Ryan Hollins and then come here to continue the bashing? Because I'm good with that. I have no problem with that. Does Jackson Gatlin allow y'all to post y'all blast Ryan Hollins or Jackson's Locked on Rockets podcast too? You know? Oh yes, that's AMB. I am. I'm gonna get to this. Yes. I should have played the clip of it, but yes, y'all can go too, because man, oh, and Jalen Green. Oh man, I wish I had my number of my friend who questioned of Jalen Green's hops. He said a friend of mine told me he didn't think Jalen had hops. I was like, oh, okay. Just you wait, because Jalen almost destroyed Mike Muscala last night. Just kept rising to the top, and got fouled, got hit in the face, and no call. And I'm just like, ref, what were you looking at? I mean, it was clear. Kevin, I don't have a clip, man. That's my bad. I should have pulled it up, but yeah, because he just rose and rose and rose and got hit in the face, and the ball slipped out of his hands, and Jalen, he hit, landed on the floor, and I don't know if it's because he's a rookie or whatever. He didn't complain enough. He just got back on defense, and I'm like, man, you hit in the face. I thought it was clear when it happened live that he was fouled. No call. I was like, okay, Lakers, Rockets are Halloween on the 31st and November 2nd. So they're going to be in LA for road trip type deal like they do in baseball. Two games out of, I think, a 5-game trip for the Rockets. So I think the Rockets could split those, because it's hard to beat a team twice. You playing them in the same spot, home, away. But yeah, Rockets will be playing the Lakers October 31st and November 2nd in LA. So, but man, Jalen got up. Thank you, Kevin. This is what I'm saying. He should have argued for that, because he got hit in the face. In the face. And know the reference on that. I hope y'all know what I'm referencing when I said that right there. But man, he got up on that one. He sure did. He will catch a body or two before, I'll say this month is over, but soon. He's gonna catch a body or two. Yes. And he did comment on it. So yeah, my bad on that. I should have got the clip on it. And I'm learning a few things that I might add to the stream, to the Rocket Talks, some stuff from the opponents. Try to get some more comments from other teams when they face the Rockets. If it's a comment about the Rockets specifically, try to pull that in as well. So you might see some things here that you're not going to see on other Rocket Talk shows. So just going to work on that. Hopefully it works out as far as the schedule of games, opponents, and these shows. But yeah, I got a few more things in the bag I'm working on. So keep tuning in to these Rocket Talks on the Houston Roundball Review channel. But yes, real talk on that. And while you're here, subscribe to the channel, click that bell for the notifications, click on that thanks button. That's a way to contribute a couple dollars to the channel as well via thanking for a video you like. Show some thanks, show some love to me and the channel for the specific vid you like. Click on that thanks button and contribute. I think it's 2, 5, 10, 20, whatever. Do things like that. But yes, This is what I want to talk about now. My man, Gerald Green. I hate that I messed up, and it's my fault on this. I didn't record his press conference. That's my fault. I just didn't. You know, I wasn't sure if the Rockets were going to. I shouldn't rely on Rockets to do that. I just didn't. That's my fault. Honestly, I was doing two things at one time. I was getting ready for recording a show on the Fox Sports 1280 in Rochester, New York, at roughly the same time. I was trying to do Coach Silas's pregame interview, get that up, and then I get ready for the show. And then the Rockets announced Gerald Green is going to retire and be a player development coach. So everything just kind of disrupted my schedule. But yes, good for Gerald Green. He thanked Tillman and Patrick Fertitta, I want to say at least 3 times. Gerald's been going through some stuff. And personally, the foot injury was more severe than people realize. And Gerald hoops. He's a hooper. He loves to hoop. So for him to not be able to do what he loves, took a toll on him. And I mean, let me just say this. This last year and 2 years has been difficult for a lot of us for a lot of different reasons. But one thing that struck me that he said during his press conference, he was asked what was his most memorable moment as a Rocket. And the question, I think it was from Cody Davis, was more about on-court performance. Gerald said no. His most memorable moment as a Rocket was when he was laying on his couch, and he got the call from Tillman Fertitta and to come to the Rockets. So Gerald loves H-Town. We all know that. You're from H-Town, you know that. So him being a player development coach will be good for the youngsters because he said a few times he can tell them directly what to do and what not to do. And sometimes it comes better from a player, not retired, a younger coach, than head coach Stephen Silas, even Luke, even though John Lucas is one of the most direct and matter-of-fact people I know and have known in my lifetime. He is a true straight shooter. But sometimes another voice will be what a player needs to hear. So Gerald Green may be what Jalen Green needs to hear at certain times. It was good to hear Jalen say he is considering he will be in the slam dunk contest if invited. And after that attempt, why the hell not want to be invited? I'm not. What's y'all thoughts on this? And KDC, you're touching on where I'm going with it. It was mentioned during Gerald's press conference with Rafael Stone, some similarities between Jalen Green's game and Gerald Green's game, other than the hops. I don't. There's no shade on Gerald, but I hope Jalen's better than that. I want Jalen to have I think Jalen has a more offensive game than Gerald. So I'm not convinced that's a good comparison. But beyond the hops, both of them could fly. Gerald could fly. I mean, it just seemed like he had wings sometimes on the court. But so I'm not sure if that's the comparison I want for Jalen Green's potential. So y'all's thoughts on that? Hit me up in the chat line about that. What are your thoughts on the comparison between Jalen Green and if his game is similar to Gerald Green's, other than they both can fly? So y'all educate me on that. So kind of curious about that. But yes, I was very happy. I had no idea what the press conference was going to be about. It was mentioned to us during Coach Silas's pregame to wait about a half hour to come back. Rockets will have another press conference for an announcement. And that's what the announcement was. Gerald announced he was retiring and joining the organization as a player development coach. So great for him, and apparently I reached out to one of my buddies who knows more basketball and more H-Town hoops than I do. It was in the works for a while. You know, it see if I can pull up the text because I want to get this right. Let's see. According to my man, it took a long time to get approved for Gerald to be a player development coach. So make that what you will. So it had been discussed, but it took a long time to get approved for Gerald to be hired as a player development coach. See, y'all are more with me. They both have the same last name. They're both athletic. So yeah, I forgot who said it, who try to make the analogy, but I was like, no, I disagree. I don't see that. And that's no shade on Gerald, because I remember Gerald playing for Gulf Shore Academy with Juice Williams. I'm going back. So, but I'm like, no, I don't see that. I think this could happen. Offense got to click. Obviously, he's got to average more than 9 points a game, like he's done these first 2 games. But yeah, I think Jalen could be Rookie of the Year. It helps that the number 1 pick, Cade Cunningham, has yet to play a game for the Pistons, and he won't play. He's not playing tonight against the Bulls, and he won't play the next few games because his ankle is getting healthy enough for him to now. I think the plan is to spend some time with the G League team so he can get some run in and get in shape and test out his ankle. And until he's 100%, he won't see the court for the Pistons. He missed all the preseason. So, but yeah, Evan Mobley's looking good. Scotty Barnes, saw his name in this chat, is looking good. So, this draft class could be special. We could look back at this class a few years from now and say, yeah, this was a legit NBA draft class. So I'm not selling Gerald short, Brandon. I'll just tell me what else do you see, Brandon, similar in Gerald's game and Jalen Green's game? That's all I'm saying. I just don't see it. Cutting, slash, and get into the rim, quick on their feet. Well, we'll see, because Gerald bounced around the league. I think y'all would believe that y'all don't want Jalen to bounce around the league, because if he's bouncing around the league, that means Rockets made a mistake on the pick. That's one thing I'm saying. I think the plan is for Jalen to be a Rocket for a long, long time, not bounce around the league. But yeah, Alan Luna, what's your wow really to? Is that to the comparison to Jalen Green, Rookie of the Year, Evan Mobley? What's your wow really to? And again, thank you everybody for tuning in to another Rockets Talk on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Brandon just put it out there for you, in case you ask later on. The next one should be scheduled for next Saturday, October 30th. Should be the same time. And then after that, we'll see. Because November, college hoop starts, more games, more teams on my plate to look at and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I encourage everyone on here now to subscribe to the channel, one, but also click that bell so you're notified of when new shows will be scheduled, because that's going to be the best way to keep informed. Cade's going to the G League for rehab. That's all. And Detroit's G League team is literally 3 blocks away from where they play. So, so it's not a demotion. He just got to get healthy. He hasn't been healthy enough with the ankle. And I think they never said what it is really, but it sounds like a high ankle sprain. So that takes weeks to recover from. So he's been out a few weeks now. So yeah, he's just going to the Motor City Cruise. I think that's what the G League team is, for a few days to get some run in, get some conditioning, and then maybe a week, 5 to 7 days, make that 3-block trek from the Cruise to Detroit Pistons in their facility. So that's all that is. But yeah, They want to make sure he's 100% because why risk long-term problems just for short-term minutes? So yeah, that's all that is. Cave, good question. I'm gonna post 2 comments here. This one, Scotty Barnes is baby Giannis. All right, PJ. My first thoughts were Scotty Barnes as Scottie Pippen. So baby Giannis, nothing wrong with that. Both Hall of Famers, so nothing wrong with that. Next, KPJ ceiling. What do I think? All-star. And maybe I guess the true ceiling for him could be one of the 15 best players in the NBA. So that, I don't think he'll be one of the 5 best players. And honestly, maybe not one of the 10 best. But 3rd team All-NBA, I think that's possible for him. I think that could be his ceiling. But for sure, an all-star. I think that could happen. Yeah. So, no. Brandon, that game, just to answer your question here, Detroit comes to town against the Rockets on November 10th. As of right now, as of today, I'm not saying K will be out beyond that. I think the whole plan is his time with the G League team to get the ankle right, get in shape, should take this week. So that is, end of this month. So he should be good, barring setbacks, to play and face the Rockets and Jalen Green on November 10th in the lone ESPN matchup for both teams this season. So, but yeah. Dre Fields, why are you going to do this to me, man? Why are you going to put this question out here? Be an overall better player than Russ. What are you considering? What do you call a better player than Russ? And I'm being honest. I'm not just trying to throw it back at you. What do you think would be a better player than Russ? I think KPJ is a better shooter, 3-point shooter than Russ. He may not be as explosive as Russ. He may not be as relentless as Russ. But offensively, specifically shooting, I think he could be better than Russ. He won't get the triple doubles like Russ because honestly, sometimes I think Russ really played games to get triple doubles. He went out of his way to get them sometimes. That's just my opinion on that. So, but Cade, I wonder if he's going to look at his shoes. I don't know who his shoe sponsor is and get better shoes because, ankle problems could come down to this: bad shoes, bad fit for your feet, bad material, so that could be an issue right there. I'm not sure if he stepped on a teammate's foot in practice and he rolled it like that, and that's what happened with the high ankle sprain. I'm not sure, but he's been out a while. But now he's beginning the rehab process, and G League get that run in. Garuba, would I ever consider Garuba? Not this year, but I think that's going to happen. I think his potential is there. His defense is legit. I think he will definitely be an all-defensive player in the NBA. No question. Gohan, what's up, man? Thank you very much. I just touched on this a few minutes ago. Jalen needs to be more aggressive. In the first half, stop waiting until the second half to be aggressive. Got the skill set? First half, be aggressive. You need to let your opponent know you're ready to play. You're ready to compete. You're ready to hit them before they hit you. But I also want the Rocket vets to set that tone early against the opponents and not just leave it up to Jalen and Scoot to be the aggressors. I love to see the Rockets. How can I put this? Too often, it was mentioned last season, and it's already been mentioned a few times in preseason and after the loss to Minnesota, that the Rockets, the physicality bothered the Rockets, that the Rockets need to hit the opponent hit the Rockets in the mouth, and the Rockets need to come on. Stop saying that and just do it. Don't let the teams hit y'all in the mouth first. Be the aggressors. Be part of who y'all are. If that's what y'all want to be more attacking, push the ball on the floor, play defense, y'all got to be physical. Don't rely on the refs to bail y'all out on offense or defense. Set a tone yourselves. Because I think the Rockets right now around the league are not thought of as a physical team. Change that. If y'all want people to respect you, you want to get calls, be physical. Set the tone. Set the tone consistently, game in, game out. The Houston Rockets are going to be a physical basketball team. Period. The refs will adjust accordingly. Once they see that's your style of play, you'll get some calls. You'll get some breaks go your way. But if all you're doing is drive to the hole, think you got hit, and just stop and complain to the refs all day long, where the other team goes down the floor and scores, and then you play soft defense, why should the ref give you a call if you're just going to cry and bitch? Come on. So y'all can see my philosophy and how I play basketball when I was younger. Yeah, miss me with this soft stuff. That ain't me. No. Nah, that's not me at all. You're going to be physical. You're going to talk physical. Play physical. That's me. That's my take. Jae'Sean Tate could be one of those specifically. Be physical. Talk. You got the build to do it. David Wilder can be physical. Eric Gordon has a build, but we've all seen it throughout his entire career. Eric cries so much on drives. My goodness. EG, man. Sometimes you're not going to get a call, man. Does that mean you need to stop and cry and put your hands up? Oh, come on. You a vet. By now, he's better than that. Come on. He needs to set that tone. And he has come off the bench, attacking the basket. Eric Gordon is too big, too solidly built to cry so much. That's my opinion. To complain so much, not cry. Complain so much. Come on. I hate NBA players, pro players who just begging for calls. Come on now. Please. Just don't do that. Well, this is your Sandoval. This is you, man. T Wolves played well the first two games. Well, let's see. First two games against T Wolves. They lost by 18 points. So really, he had 16-9, but he was only 6 or 15. So he did not shoot the ball well against the T Wolves, but against OKC, an inferior opponent, which we all agree on. Clearly, he was 13 for 19 from the floor, 31 points, 14 boards. So he bounced back. So he's had one good game. And he shot the ball in one good game. Shot the ball well. We'll see what he does against Boston. Speaking of that, let me pull this up real quick. Just a few quick seconds from C. Wood following last night at the end of his post-game press conference.
A big boost, but we can't let this game affect us like we have a lot of games left. We have a big game coming up on Sunday, and we just have to forget about this one and move on to the next one and take every game day by day and be ready to play.
See, we're getting those cliches like a vet. Cliches. Yeah, I see that. See, Sandoval, your theme is being recognized on the channel, man. Even Brandon Thomas calling you out. See, recognizing that you're showing Seawood some love now. See? But it's just one game. Let's see what he does against Boston. Oh, no. Come on, BJ. No. Not. Odds are very low. I'll put it like that. Never say never, but very, very low. And who would that be? Have to be a hell of a player in return. But no, not right now. Not at all. But Sandoval, and who else was it? I forgot who it was. Someone commented on his post game video that did not believe Seawood is a max player. Neither do I. Not yet. Okay. He's got to do more of these 31 and 14 games for me. Not just once a month. He's got to do that. I mean, I'm not saying average 30, but he needs to shoot a high percentage from the floor, 25 and 10, 25 and 12. He needs to do that. Because until then, no. I'm not even considering that. Hell no. No, because right now, I think many of us want to see what he's going to do versus Boston. Do many of us believe he's going to post 31 and 14 versus Boston Sunday? Who does? I bet the majority of y'all say no. Well, see, that's where we are. That's not a max player. So no. And now we're talking about Russ. Brandon. Russ pushed for this trade to the Lakers. He pushed for it. Almost everybody outside, other than Russ, and Russ and his people, questioned his fit with the Lakers. Everybody, and the Lakers too, but nearly everybody had questions about that fit. Right now, fit looks horrible. But it's right now. I'm not going to bury them yet, but I sure have questions about them right now. And Russ and Rondo on the floor together, either one can shoot great, so that's horrible. They miss Taylor Horton-Tucker. He's going to be out for a few more weeks. He's part of the young blood that they did have on among those old heads. They miss old head Trevor Ariza, at least from his defense perspective. And Ariza could still make some threes to help stretch the floor. So they missed those two pieces right there. But that's the Lakers. That's their problem. We're talking Rockets. When Russ and the Lakers face the Rockets on October 31st and November 2nd, we'll see how they fit. We'll see how they perform. We'll see if they can get their stuff together. Kelly Eco agrees with this. Solo D-Lo. I don't know if he picked them to win the West. He picked them to be a dark horse. And maybe Kelly did pick them to win the West once Clay gets back. Warriors look good. Steph's playing out of his mind. He's playing sensational. Jordan Poole had a great preseason, has not played well in the regular season. It's amazing how it all works. But yes, and this is what I just said. They know what Russ can and can't do, and Russ is the Lakers' problem. Yeah, period. Let them fix that. Let them worry about that. Let Frank Vogel try to figure it out before he gets fired. That's their problem. So, okay, who do I think will be traded first on the Rockets? Smell-O-Vision TV? Is that who you're asking me? At either EG or House? Are those my options? Are those my options? Who are you talking about specifically on that? Let me know on that. Who you're talking about on that? EG or House? Okay. Well, House got to play well before teams want him. Eric is playing well, so that helps. That helps his trade stock. That helps. So Rockets, December 15th will be when a lot more free agents, guys who were signed in the summer, can be available via trades. That's when I think the Ben Simmons talk will heat up more, despite Daryl Morey and this could last 4 whole years. This could last a long time. Buckle up, blah, blah, blah. Shout out to Mark Stein for reminding me, put it in his newsletter. I forgot this little nugget. That's the same Daryl Morey who said he's going to take a year off to spend time with his family once he left the Rockets and joined the Sixers in 2 weeks after that, saying that. So yeah, Daryl Morey and his words, I take with a grain of salt. I always have. So we don't come here if you won't expect me to kiss Daryl Morey's feet, because that ain't me. If you want that, you can go somewhere else, because that sure as hell ain't me. So that's just me on that. But yeah, Ben Simmons, they'll figure it out somewhere, somehow, some way. But Daryl Morey's still asking for the moon, still asking for Dame Lillard in return. And as of right now, Dame says he's happy in Portland. So Dame says he has a great relationship with Chauncey Billups, head coach. So right now, Dame ain't going nowhere. Daryl Morey needs to wake up and realize that ain't happening and look elsewhere. But Jalen Green's potential. The first question was from somebody else, another viewer, was a little different. KPJ ceiling. Jalen Green's potential to be one of the top scorers in the NBA. That's his potential. And if he can mix in top scorers, that's 20, 25 points a game. And if he can mix in 4 to 5 assists, that's very good. That's excellent. But if you want to, if you see a Kobe vibe in Jalen, then Jalen needs to also play defense like Kobe. Kobe used to lock dudes up. So that's elite level. That's a whole nother level. Jalen talks that right now, that he wants to be good defensively, and that's a start. Because first things first, if you want to be good in defense, you have to want it first. Josh Christopher ceiling. Well, first, he's got to get minutes consistently, and as long as DJ and EG are here, that won't happen. That's not his fault, but that's just where he is in the rotation. So he needs minutes, and I think that's why he's going to spend some time in the G League to get some consistent run to develop and work on his game. Yeah, correct. Daryl Morey and Tad Brown are in Philly. Yep. Lo and behold, shocking. No, it wasn't. Either one going to Philly was not a shock to me. So yeah, no. This KJ Martin is not in the 10-man rotation right now. He's just not in the 10-man rotation. That's just not. So until that happens, he's got to surpass David Nwaba. Yeah, I said that. And he's not. He's behind David Nwaba. Coach Silas was asked, what he liked about the young bench mob, getting those late minutes versus Minnesota, well, fourth quarter minutes, so basically the whole fourth quarter, and then late minutes against OKC. They play hard. We know that. Follow-up question was, do you see any of them getting in the rotation? A few days ago, he said, not likely. Friday night, he said, could be some. So we'll see. But yeah, y'all don't have revisionist history with Tad Brown and Daryl Morey. They both made similar comments when they left the Rockets. Yep. And look how quickly they had an epiphany and decided to not spend as much time with their kids but join the Sixers. So yeah, all y'all spot on. So I'm not saying I don't believe KJ Martin has more upside than David Nwaba. I'm just saying as of right now, in the rotation, he's behind David Nwaba. What if the Rockets get DeAndre Ayton? For who? Who would be involved in this deal? Yes, the Suns and DeAndre wanted. Well, depends on who you believe. because the GM, Phoenix GM James Jones, said they couldn't give a 5-year max because of CBA rules. DeAndre's people said that was never discussed, or they wasn't explained to them that way because of that. They just wanted max money. James said they wanted it was more years than money. Okay, well, somebody they're not on the same page, but that does not mean DeAndre Ayton's time with Phoenix is over, and I think that would be foolish if Phoenix and DeAndre Ayton do not reach some sort of deal soon. So I think that's going to happen eventually. This great question. This is the great questions. What are the Rockets trying to do? Develop or compete? I think they need to develop. I want the youngsters to play as much as possible. I've said that for months. I think they want to compete. I think we're seeing it. That's why you see Eric getting 20 plus minutes a game. Let's see, Minnesota, he played 22 minutes, almost 23. OKC, he played 26. So that's about the range he'll get, between 23 and 25 minutes a game from EG. Augustine gets 10 minutes. Nwaba gets 15. Why? That's me talking. Why? Let the youngsters play. Let them play. That I just, my take, and I'm being consistent. This team is not a championship team this year. The goal for the Rockets, for me, should be to get to where they are competing for a championship consistently for 4 to 5 years, 4 to 6 years. That's the goal. Playing these veterans so many minutes, that does not do that for me. But I'm not the coach. I'm not the GM. So they made their choice on it. They're trying to find a balance. But my balance is just let the youngsters play. That's my thought on that. I don't believe Coach Silas is worried about his job. I think he's been, after the loss to Minnesota, he made a point, and even in a few comments since then, he wasn't worried about the one loss versus Minnesota, and they looked bad. They got their butts kicked, but they bounced back from that. They played better defense against OKC. Coach Silas has said he does not want to put too much pressure on the youngsters early, to put too much pressure on them to win. So I don't believe he's worried about. His money is guaranteed. So whether he's here for the whole duration of his contract, that's not going to change. So I don't believe he's worried about that. He's been in the league. He knows the business. He's been in the NBA his whole life. I think Rafael and them they're trying to find a balance, playing the vets and limited minutes for the youngsters. My take, this is me talking. I just want the youngsters to play. Trade Eric, trade House, trade DJ, or keep DJ and let him be the veteran leader in the locker room. You still got Coach Wall. Just let the youngsters play. That's my take on that. They don't want to be 9-73 that bad. They don't want that. Okay, I get that a bit, but what does it hurt? You're not winning or competing for a championship this season, so what's the point? That's my take on that in a nutshell. Sengun will be a starter, in my opinion, eventually. Just a question of when. Tice, I think Sengun and Seawood work better together than Seawood and Tice. Tice is, this is the point for the fans. I'm not a fan. If it hurts the revenue, some, but if you see the big picture, and the big picture is being bad enough to get another lottery pick to get to a championship level for years, I think the fans would be good with that. as opposed to being good enough to win more games than you probably should, but just be average for 5 years. There is no update for Coach Wall. Coach Wall is sitting on the bench, giving motivation to the youngsters, trying to stay in shape, and waiting for a team to blink and call the Rockets with an offer that Rafael Stone would accept. That's where that is. I don't. No, I don't. I believe the Rockets believe they do have a chance at the play-in, and that's back to my point. Why? What is the point? This year, next year, I'm okay with them competing for a play-in. This year, I just don't see a point. This team is just not ready yet to do that. That's my take on that. Coach Silas and Rafael, they're not talking to me about this. They're not getting. That's my opinion on what I think is best for the team. But no, I don't think they should be competing to try to compete for a play-in this year. I think they're going to. And the issue with this is, why citizens, you're not wrong, probably. But the issue is now, the Rockets aren't going to take Russ back for John Wall. So that's not going to happen. So Coach Wall is a Rocket, and Coach Wall might be a Rocket for a while, unless someone blinks. And right now, in order for that to happen, another team has to have issues in the backcourt at the point guard spot. Bad enough they'd want to get, if they were willing to accept and have John Wall on their squad. Right now, that is not the case. So that's where we are. But the Rockets and Coach Wall have an agreement. And that's what he is. He's Coach Wall because he is not going to play for the Rockets, so they say, ever again. So until he plays again, he is Coach Wall. And yes, Coach Wall is the highest paid coach in the NBA. Yep. He sure is. And yes, the Rockets have handled the John Wall situation way better than Daryl Morey and the Sixers have handled the Ben Simmons situation. No question about it. James? Nope. Rafael Stone said a few times publicly that the Rockets don't agree on a buyout. He does not believe it's good for the Rockets, nor good for John Wall. I was surprised he said that publicly, honestly. But okay, that might change, weeks, months from now. But Rafael Stone said publicly that the Rockets are not considering a buyout for John Wall. Okay, all right. Coach Tice could be next. See, more and more, I wonder about that signing right there. Maybe, and the Rockets aren't wrong in this, because not many people realized how good Sengun would be. So maybe that's why they signed Tice to the deal. It might have been already agreed upon before they realized how good Alpi is. But yeah, long term, Tice is not going to be part of this team. Should not be part of this team, in my opinion. Sengun is he and Seawood just fit better. Sengun is a better player. Got more potential. But I just, Tice is here for now. He's going to start for now. But I do believe once Alpi irons out his offensive game against the scouting that opponents are doing, they've kind of figured out some of his moves offensively and his spin move, things like that. Once he adjusted that, I think at some point, probably close to the second half of the season, Alpi is going to start. And I think he should. I think he has that potential and that ability to start and be a starter for quite a while. But yeah, I for the deal that they made with Tice, I think part of that is accurate. I think they promised Tice starters minutes, the money, all those things. But as a vet, hopefully he'll be good with it, when all-piece starts at some point this season. Because I think I've said it a few times now on these live stream shows. I think it's inevitable. And, that's down the line. That's not now, because all-piece not ready offensively. He's just not ready right now. But down the line. So, yeah, I mean, his defense is more ahead of his offense right now so far in the regular season. For folks who have joined late, I'm going to replay a clip from Jae'Sean Tate when I asked him Thursday, yesterday, Friday, shoot around, what his thoughts, what he means by, or what the Rockets mean by being aggressive, being more physical. Because sometimes it seemed to me that was just a bunch of words. So I put it to Jae'Sean, what do you mean by that?
What does that mean for the fans, being more aggressive? What does that mean, Does that mean
just being more physical, just being more into our guys, busting through screens, fighting more for loose balls, rebounds, getting on the floor. Just, I feel like we got another level, and we got to have that from the start to finish.
Agreed. And that's one of my takes. And I was glad to see Jae'Sean back up those words against OKC. I want to see him do it against Boston. Back up those words. Be aggressive. Fight through those screens. Let the opponents know that y'all aren't going to be pushovers tonight. You're not going to be pushovers game in, game out. This is a new era. Y'all need to act like it. Don't just talk about it. Be about it. But all of us believe and see the potential in Sengun. All of us see that. Even if Ryan Hollins can't pronounce Alpi's name. All of us see his potential. KPJ, Just Brian, you're new one. Thank you for tuning in to the Rockets Talk on the Houston Roundball Reviews YouTube channel. Don't be a stranger. We'll be doing more of these. Positions, it's just labels. It really it's just labels. I just think KPJ at the 1, the 2, the 3 in Coach Silas's system, different guys are going to have the ball at different times with different responsibilities. So, I mean, Scoot had 10 dimes last night. He had 18 and 10 and just 2 turnovers. What's wrong with that? He won't get that. And Jae'Sean had 5 assists. So KPJ had 10, Jae'Sean had 5. Okay, Jae'Sean's at the 3, Scoot is at the 1.5. Scoot had more assists than Jae'Sean. So what does it matter what position you want to call it? Jalen Green is going to have some games where he's going to get 6, 7, 8 assists. He should, because of his ability to beat guys off the dribble and get into the paint and kick it out to open teammates. And then they knock down shots. That's going to happen. Don't worry about point guard, shooting guard, small forward, all that kind of stuff. Lo and behold, Christian Wood has looked good for the most part, playing out power forward on offense, quote unquote. I said that was his best spot last year. Lo and behold, go figure. He's not strong enough to defend bigger 5s. But there's not that many big 5s in the league anymore. But that's what Daniel Tice is. That's his purpose on the squad right now, is to do that, to defend the bigger bodies. And let's see what would be that for. So, we're labels. I just want guys who can get things done. I want guys to have variety in their games and are able to adjust to whatever defenses throw at them and to counter it. No, C. Wood wants to be a 5. Alpha G, you're not wrong about that. His best spot just is not at the 5. that's just all. Yeah, he wants to do that. It's just not his best position to do that, in my opinion. And I think the staff is realizing that. So, it might be, and I'm not even sure in today's NBA, other than Joker, if legit 5s, the true 5s, get the most money. So, I'm not going to worry about all that, so whatever. But that's just labels. So today's NBA, I'm looking forward to what the Rockets do in the next game. They got Boston, and then let's see if they can put 2 games together, and then 3 good games together. Because after Boston, they got Dallas at Dallas on Tuesday. Should be a good test. And then Utah comes to town on Thursday. Should be a very good test. Then they go on the road for, I think, a 5-game trip. First 2 in LA against the Lakers. Should be interesting tests, because who knows what the Lakers will be going through by that point. So time will tell on that. But yeah, we're all here. I'm not sure what this Sheldon Charles stuff is, but welcome to the channel. We're talking Rockets. We're going to talk Rockets at least once a week throughout the season. I don't know, Brandon Thomas, did you go away, man? Because I haven't seen you chime in lately. Maybe he had to take care of some stuff. But appreciate everybody chiming in as well. Pull up, once again, I'm going to replay clips from Scoot, 2 clips from Kevin Porter Jr. The first one is the Rockets are at their best when they play fast.
I just, like I said before, I just feel like that's the type of team we are. Just when the ball is flowing, we're moving, and we got a rhythm going. Everyone touches the ball. Everyone got their hands on it. It's not sticking. Everyone's happy. Everyone touched the ball that play in each and every possession. When we do that, some reason we all end up back in transition defense. So just having everyone touch it, keep their rhythm, and us playing fast is the team we want to be. So we got to keep that up and keep working on it.
All right, let's put this up here from Jay Fields. Move Scoot to the 3, trade House or Gordon. That's the next follow-up. 2 first-round picks for Colin Sexton. And are you saying Colin Sexton is the one? Would be the one with the Rockets? Because he's not with the Cavs. So, I mean, Colin Sexton's time in Cleveland will come to an end eventually. They don't see eye to eye on money. And we talk more about Colin Sexton with my colleague Willie Gibson during our Folks Talking Sports live stream shows, because Will covers the Cavs and the Browns and the Ohio State Buckeyes, etc. But so that trade is going to happen. But Colin Sexton is a skilled player. He believes he's a max player. Cavs say no. So that'll get resolved one way or the other. But yeah, you know, I'll lean more toward this. Rockets don't need more guards. Because if you don't even count DJ and Eric Gordon, you still have Josh Christopher and Armani Brooks. And eventually, based on their belief in him, Jae'Sean Nix. So they got youngsters already here. We're going to see what they want to do going forward. DJ, Eric Gordon's time here, it seems like, will end by February, by the deadline. But, you know, Rockets may do some strange things if they think they're winning enough and think they got a shot at the play-in, may decide to keep EG. I won't agree with that philosophy, but it wouldn't surprise me. Just Brian, I think you follow basketball enough, follow Daryl Morey enough. Is that really unbelievable? Considering who Daryl Morey is, considering he believes he's the smartest man in the room, he believes he knows more basketball than anybody else in the NBA. Is that really unbelievable? Once again, y'all see where I stand on Mr. Morey. So, oh yeah, I think Josh, you answered your question. Yeah, I think Josh and Us will be in G League. Yeah, because they're going to need the minutes. They're going to need there's only so much development they can do when they're not playing games in the regular season with the big team. Yes, they're going to get some run in the G League for sure. Yeah. I hope you're right about this. Mid-season, the Rockets will go youth. I hope so. I think they should. But I wouldn't be shocked if they don't. But either way, I'll be covering them, and y'all will be getting content here on the channel, and we'll be discussing it now throughout this season, and probably in the summer as well, just not once a week. But who knows then? We're going to discuss the Rockets. I enjoy it. Kudos to one of my best friends for urging me to do this on the YouTube channel, and thank y'all very much for the comments, for the questions about the Rockets. Rocket fans are legit. So appreciate all that. But yeah, Rockets boss. Let me wrap it up. Play this one more thing from Scoot about how they had to rebound, had to respond Friday night after that poor showing in Minnesota Wednesday night.
After a game like that, like I said before, you got to respond. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You got to respond. And a team like us, we had to respond tonight. And it was a big step forward because, we know we got 82 of these things. So, we want to keep learning and keep taking steps forward, not back. We took a huge step tonight, getting ready for a good opponent in Boston. So.
Alpha G, Daryl Morey, he doesn't care about the Ben Simmons thing being a distraction. Again, I go back to Daryl thinks he knows more than everybody else. He believes he's the smartest person in the room. So as long as he maintains that, he's going to hold firm to what he believes. Garrett Matthews, unless something happened today, this G League, he was signed. We can talk about that. Rockets let Anthony Lamb go. Some of y'all on here, y'all should be rejoicing because Anthony Lamb is no longer on the squad because y'all refer to Anthony's game as being a bum. So, but future, Garrison Matthews, better shooter probably. But, Rockets got a lot of guards, a lot of young guards, but they got two veteran guards that are in front of those young guards in minutes on the floor. So, yeah, that's where that is. And we're going to see. That's why I just think this season should be more about development of the youngsters rather than winning a lot of games. They can compete. I'm not saying get blown out 80 games the rest of the season. I'm not saying that. I'm saying don't win too many games and lower your chance at getting a top 4 pick. That's what I'm saying. So, fair point right here. Fair point. Oh, no. Well, no, I might not going to play a lot here. Again, he's one of the young guards behind the veteran guards. So, I haven't forgotten about that. Yeah, the Rockets, when Seawood got hurt, that's when the record fell apart. They lost 20 in a row, all that last year. Yeah. Superb. Excellent point. They had won, 6 of 7 before Christian Wood had the ankle problems. But the losses helped them get Jalen Green. Trades helped them get Alpi, Usman, Josh Christopher. If they win too many games this season, they won't get a chance at getting someone as talented as Jalen Green in the top 4. That's what I'm saying. They need, in my opinion, another high lottery pick to add to the core of this young, talented squad. That's where I'm talking about. That's where I'm saying all this. So, but yeah, we're about up to that 90-minute mark, which I think is a good stopping point for the Rockets talk shows. I like it. Much love to all of y'all who tune in and participate with the questions on. See, That's a name I look forward to watching him play this season at Duke. Youngsters like that, talent like that, you add to the squad. That's what I'm talking about. You're not going to get that if you win 30-plus games this season if you're the Rockets. That's what I'm talking about. Paolo Banchero. That's what I'm talking about. Talent like that. You need another talented player like that on this squad. But it's all good. We can chop it up again next Saturday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Then we're going to chop it up again after that on these Rocket Talks. At some point, I'm probably going to have a college hoops talk, H-Town college hoops talk show, and just put it out there to see how many U of H, Rice, HBU, TSU, PV fans tune in. Won't be a lot, but I'm going to do it anyway, so we can talk some college hoops about the local teams, college basketball teams. But yeah, as always, thank you very much. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Click that bell to receive notifications. Contribute to the Roundball Review channel with the stickers, the chats. Click that thanks button. That's at the bottom of every video on the channel. I think you're thinking about my man from Duke. He got cut. Rockets cut him. The 3-point shooter. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Name escapes me. But no sweat there. As always, thank you very much, Alpha G, KDC. Appreciate it. Rockets are going to have shoot around tomorrow morning. Don't know which players will talk, but if I'm able to be there in the morning, I'll try to post at least one of the vids from that on the channel around noontime. So I'll give y'all a chance to watch that instead of watching the Texans whenever they play the Cardinals. But yeah, much love as always, everybody. New Zealand, everywhere. Man, I love this, man. Houston Roundball Review, local name, global perspective. Y'all take care. See you next time, next Saturday. Be safe. Peace.